Hello, people. So, wow, the emotional aspect of this arc or series or season of Nanatsu no Taizai, Wrath of the Gods. Episode 9 is in full effect. Unlike last episode with Gopher finding out his ordeal, we had a little bit of action in that episode, but here we had none. But even so, it was still an impactful, important episode. And I feel it's actually one of the best, considering the importance of it. We start off with a golem who's been controlled by Merlin to go around scouting out Camelot because she's trying to look for Arthur. That's pretty cool. But he gets caught. The golem gets caught because Zeldris is right there. He's already picked him up. And this causes a problem. And for the first time since season 2, Merlin is in a pickle because she gets found out by the golem. Because of this, she gets a fever because of Zeldris' darkness. So I said it in my previous review. It was going to pick up. I didn't know how quick it was going to pick up with the Ten Commandments. So we're back into the swing of things. So Merlin gets struck down, and wow, she took some damage. The thing is, the golem escaped, but the damage was done, and you see Merlin take a lot of damage. So in season 2, the only time she saw a weakness is because she got turned to stone. Here she got wrecked. So she got a fever, and that's how the episode starts. We get that off in the pub with, I guess, with Escanor, King, and Gopher, and this scene is pretty cool because even though it's kind of goofy, it's like King trying to apologize to Gopher for like misjudging him, but still saying like he hates him. But I'm sorry, I misjudged you, but he couldn't do it properly because he was drunk. So and he kept changing back and forth, so that was kind of funny. A lot of importance not only for Merlin but also Elizabeth, and so that scene was pretty cool. It may have got brushed over considering that fact. So I did like how King tried to make up for it, and Gopher's like, "Oh, he kind of hates me," and you got Escanor there. It's like King's a good person, so I'm pretty sure we'll accept you. So and that's pretty cool from Gopher. Like he wants to be accepted by the rest of the Sins. There's a point where Escanor almost gets his glasses sent off, and he almost busts up, transforms into the buff Escanor that we all know and love. But obviously, that's because of King tripping over because he's drunk. And Gopher immediately catches the glasses and puts them right back on Escanor, so he switches back down to normal. So that was funny. Even though this episode got pretty serious, I did like our comedic aspects. We had the Sins together actually making a toast, so that was pretty cool. Elizabeth, and this causes the problems because, at least it starts to cause the problems because Diane says to Elizabeth, "Hey, I saw you in the flashback 3,000 years ago in Britannia." Literally blurted it out, so blurring the lines between now and then, and not respecting time travel at all. So, in my opinion, it kind of caused the effects of the previous Elizabeth to actually start regaining the memories, and that's what we got by the end of this episode. So, like I said before, it has some consequences from the past influencing the present or future, and vice versa. There's one part where Diane just pretty much blurts it out because she asked Gopher, like, "How did you stop the Holy War?" Because Gopher says he's going to find a way to stop it, so obviously he didn't. As kind of cool as that was, Merlin shuts it down because she's like, no, I need to scour for the Ten Commandments because Zeldris is out there. His power is like not a joke, so we need to find him quick. And this is where Belliard is like that. We need to take all those kept hostage who's been brainwashed by Zeldris dark magic. That's in Camelot and set them straight. And Merlin's like, yeah, I agree. We need to do that. Episode picks up, and that's where they're heading right now. They're heading to Camelot. I'm assuming. So we got a showdown on the way, and this is the part of the episode where you actually get more hints on Merlin's character. So that was cool. So Belliard is like, you're not worried about Camelot, or you're not worried about the Ten Commandments, are you? You're more invested in trying to find Arthur because he's out there somewhere. And the first thing you hear Merlin say is, "Where are you?" at the beginning of the episode. So she's obviously looking for Arthur. So even Hendrickson says, "I can't fix this. I can't fix Merlin's condition." So that was pretty interesting. Before then, we got a conversation between Meliodas and Elizabeth, and Elizabeth just asks, "Yo, I heard from Diane that there was a lookalike of me 3,000 years ago. So sit down because whatever the reason, he doesn't want to know. He doesn't want her to know the outcome because obviously it was bad. And I think The reason is because once it's obvious when she recovers the memories, as Meliodas put it, she'll die. And when she's trying to help out Merlin and get rid of the darkness, she actually meets up with Zeldris, and that's where she learns the truth. That she was incarnation of the Elizabeth from 3,000 years ago. She's reincarnated multiple times, so before her was Liz, and before her was probably Elizabeth, and so many others followed. So that's crazy that Elizabeth is hearing this for the first time, but other than being shocked, she's actually happy because she realized she spent all this time with Meliodas. So there you go. And just as that happened, Zeldris just pushes her right out because she's like, "You're manipulating my brother." So what the, I like I said previously, there's certain parts of the flashback when it cuts away from the 3,000 years that we were going to go back to anyway, just through Meliodas alone. So this is parts of what we need to find out. Elizabeth is thinking back to when Deirdre actually recognizes that, oh, it's you. So she's triggered by the previous Elizabeth because she thinks it was a setup when her sister was killed. So I care about more story than I do sometimes action, so that's pretty cool. And the characters are getting development, especially for Elizabeth and Merlin. Now, speaking of Merlin actually blurts out, like, I want to find Arthur because he's my last hope. And poor Escanor watching this very casually, and you gotta feel for him because obviously he has feelings for Merlin, and it's obvious that Merlin has some sort of feelings towards Arthur. We skip past to Mama Hawk leaving Leonis, and they're heading for obviously Camelot, and which really cool is because for the first time the Sins are together, and now they're in the suit of armor, so now they can go full on badass. We did get a brief scene with Meliodas and Bon, and wow, was this moment short, but it was powerful because Bon says, "I want to pull out of this." We find Meliscula, that's it for Elaine, and he doesn't want to go through that again. So you can kind of understand. Meliodas says, "Bon, I know what you're going through. I get it." And Bon, I don't know. I think you should know better, but he's like, "Yeah, you don't know anything because you're about to see the woman you love die twice." Well, I think he's seen this more than once. So Diane getting hold of Elizabeth because something strange is happening to her, and it seems like her memories are being restored because the moment she sees Merlin, she says, "Oh, you've grown up." So that confirms that Merlin and the previous Elizabeth from 3,000 years ago knew each other. So that's crucial, which we kind of could have put together. But the fact that it's coming now is great, so we can move that plot along. If Elizabeth does regain her memories, like she's trying to do now, because she has the ability in both her eyes. We've seen this before back in 3,000 years ago. So now she's taken over. So the previous reincarnation is taking over Elizabeth's memories, and that means, according to Meliodas, that Elizabeth's going to die for 3 days because obviously there was no action. But again, the story moved itself along, and the fact we got not only huge information on Elizabeth right now and what's going on with her, and it makes sense. A reincarnation, meeting multiple times with Meliodas, we get to learn a little bit more about Merlin and her personality, and she actually does care for Arthur. Again, you got to kind of feel sorry for Escanor, but that's where we're heading in this, so I can't wait to see what happens next. Like I said, the fact that Elizabeth brought this up, that she met Merlin as a kid, as a child, because she's grown up now, we'll probably do a flashback sooner rather than later, so I can't wait for that, because there's a lot we don't know about it. Right, let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more 7 Deadly Sins. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.